everyone, it's Misty here. Welcome back to the Stamp Anything YouTube channel and another episode of Funny Friday. Hello! So in today's video, I have my last card using the July Strawberry Shortcake release. Before we get into this video, I just want to send a huge thank you to Annie and Kevin again for making my 5-year-old dream come true. I've had so much fun with this release, and you guys have given so much great feedback about the release, so I'm really happy that you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. So in today's video, I'm using Huckleberry Pie. I don't have a miniature of him. I thought I had a miniature of all of them, so I'm gonna have to go on the hunt, but I hope to use Orange Blossom on my channel, the Jolly Fat Elf. If you just search the Jolly Fat Elf, or I'll try to remember to link it down below. You can find me over there a little bit more often than I am over here. But I hope to do Orange Blossom. She was supposed to be the project for today, and I'll insert the footage that I have, but I finally got irritated with her skin and I was like, I'm done. Let's move on. So in today's video, we're making our own pattern paper, we're coloring, we are doing all the things. And then next week is the August release, and let me tell you something. We're going across the ocean. And that's all the hint you're getting from me. But the new release is next week, so make sure you check that out. If you want to be the first in the know, make sure you follow us on the Facebook page or Facebook group. You can find those linked down below. We're also on Instagram, per use. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Make sure you leave me a comment. I haven't gotten a chance to respond to the last few that I've gotten, but I will do my best to get that done. I am the worst at responding to comments, like the literal worst. So anyway, that's enough jibber jabber to me. Subscribe, do all the YouTube things, do all the social media things. Everything will be linked in the description box down below. Don't forget that some of those are affiliate links and I make a small commission if you shop through them. So thank you very much. Okay, without further ado, let's head over to the craft table and I'll walk you through today's card. Okay friends, here's my little tantrum with Orange Blossom. Her skin was looking good, and then I messed it up, and this is like the 4th or 5th one I'd done, so I was kind of over it by this point. So I'm like scribbling, and then I just go over it. I'm so mad. All right, let's get into Huckleberry. I apologize for the lighting. I don't know why it looks like that. I tried to adjust it, but to no avail. So I am using the exact same colors that I used for Strawberry Shortcake for his hair, and I'm just flicking in from the outside and flicking from the top and the bottom. I will have all of the colors that I use listed down below per usual. I really love this color. The original kind of illustration of him had the same kind of yarn hair. So I was tempted to draw curlicues, and I was like, you know what? No, we're just gonna color like we normally do. So I don't have a miniature of him. I thought I had all of them. There are 27 characters, I think. And my brother brought me a big old bundle of them for my birthday, so I need to go through and figure out which ones I don't have and which ones that I do. I hope to get all of the original dolls at some point. I've shown you guys Strawberry Shortcake. I have Raspberry, Tart, Apple Blossom, the twins. I have several. I don't know that I have enough room to collect all 27 of them, but I wouldn't mind it. For the skin, I'm using E33, 21, 51, and 50. I'm using 33 just under his hair for the most part to make it kind of dark, and then going around with the other colors. I am keeping it so the center will be pretty light. He is light-skinned of them all, so basically the same colors that I've used for the other characters, but adding that E33 under his hair and under his hat because there would be more shadow there. I was thinking about adding more freckles, and I was like, no. Annabelle does such a good job with freckles and stuff, and I'm like, I'm scared I'm gonna mess it up. And at this point, I think I fiddled around with Orange Blossom, and then walked away. And then came back. It worked on him, and at this point, I was like, you know what? I'm not messing this up. We're just gonna do what I know what to do, and go from there. And I kept basically the same color palette as I did Strawberry Shortcake. One thing I love, and I think it's through all characters, is that they have green, like green, either green stockings or green and white something. So here I'm trying to decide what color I'm going to do as hat. If you guys didn't know, I use this hex chart. It's by Sandy Allnock. It is the best thing ever in my life. I use it to kind of give me an idea. And then here you see a practice one, and I'm just trying to play with the colors and see if I like the blend. I always stamp 2 for the most part, so this is pretty easy for me, and I talked about that in the last Fanny Friday video with Strawberry Shortcake. I like to have extras because I like to practice, because listen, a couple years ago for my holiday card series on my regular channel, I did the most beautiful card, and I was at the very, 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 very last step, and I messed it up. And I was like, oh, so I've gotten to the habit of scanning them. I didn't scan these, but I was like, nope, we're not trying anything different. I want to get this done. So yeah, I am trying something different in a minute, but for the most part, I'm just trying to stick to the original illustration, and yeah. The hat, I really like the colors that I picked. Again, all of them will be listed down below. I love that kind of straw hat look. And again, I was really trying to focus on the colors used in the original illustration. So he's wearing a purple shirt and overalls. So he wasn't drawn that way, but I decided to go ahead and color him that way. So I'm using the purples, the V something or other. I think it's V5, V12. On his shirt, and then I'm going to bring in some dark blues for the berries and for his outfit. First, I'm going to add the green stripe. I'm using YG25, which was the same green that I've used on all of them to keep it cohesive. I'm considering giving these away. If you guys would be interested in that, it would be the whole set, even Orange Blossom. As I mentioned, I'll try to get her done on my other channel at some point. So if you'd be interested in winning the entire set of these cards, just let me know. If not, they'll get in my Etsy shop, or I'll keep them. I don't know. I haven't decided. So for the berries, I'm using 2 colors to kind of add shadow. I'm starting with the darkest color. I'm going to go to a different color, and then I'm going to leave some white at the top and come in with a very, very, very light blue. And then later, and I think it was off camera, I bring in a white gel pen. Thank you, Betty, for the recommendation of a new gel pen. It's by Karen, and it's called Milky Way, and it is fantabulous. It's the best. And I also bought one of their fine line white markers, and it's got a very fine tip. I was like, yes, 10 out of 10 would recommend. I did have I got 2, and one of them came kind of busted. And I reached out to the company. I haven't heard anything back yet. I probably need to reach out again, but perfect. Karen something Milky Way. I don't remember exactly, but I asked Betty, I'm like, what do you use for a white gel pen? Because she goes around the pupils with white, and I've tried that a couple of times, but I don't like it. I don't like the look of it because of the white gel pen I've been using. I don't like the Signo, and I don't like the Jelly Roll. I don't like either of them. I sure don't. So once we get him colored, I'm going to put him to the side, and I'm going to bring in paper and stuff for the background. So I just use like BG000 for the white around him. And here again, I'm practicing on the other one, and I apologize that you can't see that. But here's the Jelly Roll, and I'm using the other page to kind of add, and I put it on his eyes. I'm like, nope, I don't like it. So I'm going to go back over the eyes with the black Micron brush marker, I think is what it's called. And that's what I'm doing here. I don't know. I think now that I have a better white gel pen, I will be more apt to do that. But it's not my favorite. So I'm bringing in a little pepper in the pie, and I'm just kind of stamping them randomly. I have them mounted to the same block. And I'm just turning things around and using a Copic friendly ink. This is Extreme Black ink. I really like it. This is always hit or miss for me because sometimes I will get the block exactly how it needs to go down, and sometimes I don't stamp everything, but I didn't worry about it too much because I'm going to end up die cutting this, but I do end up coloring all of it. And this is a fun way to add a pattern without having to have a paper that matches. Don't worry though, we're going to bring in some paper. You guys know I got to bring in some paper and some plaid too, because he screams plaid. So I zoomed this in. I'm going to use simple coloring. So I'm coloring all of the pie pans in the same blue that I used on the berries. And then I'm going to color the pupper a couple of browns. Again, this is a fun and easy way to create a pattern, and you can leave it like this. This would be cute in white and black. This would be cute if you embossed it with white and did like watercolors. You could emboss it in black and do watercolors. I mean, you could really make these backgrounds your own. Color just some of it, do some spotlight coloring. I mean, really, the world is your oyster. Is that how that saying goes? Maybe I shouldn't say something if I don't know how the saying goes. I'm awful at that. The same way with song lyrics. Rob will be like, Misty, that's not how that song goes. I'm like, I don't care. I like my lyrics better. Like Copacabana. I like my lyrics better. So for the pie crust, I'm just using not very light brown, but kind of I think it's like E33 or E34. Don't remember. Again, I'll have all of the markers listed down below. But again, just really simple coloring. And now I want pie. I don't think I've ever even had a huckleberry. Have I ever had a berry pie? I don't think so. I think I tried blackberry cobbler one time, and no. The best cobbler I ever had was pecan pie cobbler. That was so good. I am more of like a pecan pie. Like pecan pie is my favorite. If you put a pecan pie in front of me, it's going to have some taken out of it. And lately we've been eating, it's like a strawberry cream pie from Edwards. It's in the refrigerator section. That's also so good. But yeah, and I'm not a baker. I hate baking. Like I'll make some snickerdoodles or something, but don't ask me to bake a pie. And if I'm going to use pie crust, it's coming from the store. Like don't even, I just don't have, I hate math and measuring and having to be precise. Like baking, you have to be precise. Cooking, you don't have to be. Just throw some stuff together and hope it tastes good. At least that's what I do. Okay, so I kept getting my browns mixed up for the little pupper. And at first, I thought this was going to be dark enough because he has a patch around his eye. He has a spot around his eye. And I was like, oh, this will be perfect. And then I think I go back in and darken it because I covered it right back up. Now I'm leaving his ears white. And that's because on his ears and on a patch on his hind legs, he has white and green. So I'm going to use white and green on his ears, and that's why I'm coloring him just the one color and then the spot on his eye and leaving his ears white. So once I get all of them colored, I'm going to bring in BG11. Now, if you follow me on the Jolly Fat Elf channel, you've seen me do this 100 times. Well, first I'm going to add the spot, but I like to go around each of the whether it's the sky or whatever, I like to go around with BG11 and then blend my way out from there. So this is BG11 and I'm just tracing around each of the images. When I'm doing a sky, I like to do this too. I just like the look of it. I considered using gray to kind of make it look like it was 3D, but this is just supposed to be a pattern. It's not supposed to be the focus of the card. He is going to be the focus of the card, but I wanted the background. I didn't want it to be white like this. I wanted to add some color. So I'm using BG11, BG10, and then I think BG quadruple zero, maybe even B quadruple zero. It gets weird because some of those, like the BG one looks more blue and the B one looks more aqua. It's kind of weird. Copic markers are weird. I haven't tried anything else though. I had Spectrum Noir for a while, and I transitioned over to Copic. I would like to try the Ohuhus, so if someone wants to send those to me, I'd really appreciate it. It's not something I have on my radar to purchase, but yeah, I enjoy Copics. I just like coloring. I think we talked about that before. I've even colored stuff with crayons before. Did I do that on this channel? I think I did. A couple of years ago, maybe. I believe I did show you guys how to color with crayons. I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of money on fancy markers. I mean, alcohol markers will blend together. You just have to find the perfect blend for you. So here I am just kind of going around and coloring in the background. I didn't want to see any white other than his ears. And again, this is a quick and well, it's not quick, but it's a simple way to add some pattern to pattern paper to your project. So I wanted to add glitter gel pen. So I picked out a blue and a green. So I'm just going over the pie pan with the blue. And I picked these up just from Amazon. You can see here how fun it is. Oh, I love it. Listen, I have to have glitter or shimmer over everything. And then for his ears, I'm going to use a green gel pen, and I'm adding 3 stripes on each ear. I just thought that was easier. You guys know I like to work in odds. And I'm just, listen, these are not straight. These are not perfect, but you know what? It doesn't have to be. It's a handmade card. And sometimes I have to tell myself that, remind myself that, Misty, it's just a handmade card. It doesn't have to be perfect. But I do like to have it look good. You know what I mean? I don't like to make mistakes, etc. But sometimes they happen, and they're a learning experience, and you can take the teacher out of the classroom, but you can't take the teacher out of the teacher. Is that how that saying goes? I don't know. You can't take the teach out of the teacher. So I'm using that Jelly Roll to add a little white dot to each of his eyes. And then I decided to go ahead and bring in some colored pencil. Now, this isn't something that I normally do, but on his hat in the illustration, he has some cross hatches. And I decided to go ahead and try that. And you can see here, I have it pulled up. And I'm just doing like, you know, when you count and you put the slashes, I'm just really kind of doing that. With a Prismacolor. Don't ask me which one this is. I have no idea. And then I added some to the hair, which is not something I normally do, but something that I've always wanted to do. And I figured if I had him out, why not? All right, let's get him cut out. I'm going to cut him out with a coordinating die. I'm going to bring in some plaid. If you follow my Project Use Your Stuff on my jollyfatelf channel, you know that this is one of the paper pads that I'm trying to use up by the end of the year. And here is how I want this to lay out. I contemplated using the hay, but I felt like the hay was too big and it would cover up the background paper. So I went ahead and skipped it. So for the sentiment, I have this piece of blue that is just extra on my desk, and I've used a static remover, and we're going to be embossing. So this is VersaFine ink, but you can also use really any pigment ink. I'm using white embossing powder. You can emboss with like a black, whatever pigment ink, and do clear, and then your embossing will be whatever color that you've stamped in. And there I'm just kind of rubbing it, like putting it on my arm to feel it warm up, and then we're melting the powder. So I wanted to go ahead and have a extra dog and pie to put beside him to put on the sentiment as well. So I went ahead and colored them like I did the background, and then I'm going to die cut them as well. So I'm bringing in a card base. We're going to get this adhered. So I used the, I think it was A2 card front dies from Stamp Anything. These may have retired. I'll have to look. All of the supplies will be listed down below. I'm going to adhere all of them with some of the Scotch mounting tape. I'm going to cut down the sentiment because I don't want it to go all the way to the side, but I want him, he's leaning. He needs to be leaning on something. So he's going to be leaning on the sentiment. Excuse me. I realized that I didn't get the Y very well. So I went ahead and used the gel pen to fix that. And then I cut off both ends. I'm going to go ahead and add the gel pen like I did to the other ones. And then I'm going to put these to the side to dry so I don't smear them, because I will if I don't. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to bring in the Scotch mounting foam, and that's how I'm going to get him adhered. I just cut off some strips and put them behind him, and then I'm going to remove the backing sheet, kind of get him situated. I'm going to add some more to the sentiment. All of this, but except for the pie, is going to be popped up. So I'm cutting in half the Scotch mounting foam. You can also use like foam strips. I think I have some actually. You just want it to be hidden. You don't want to see any of it. And then I'm just going to tuck that one side beside him, and then I'm doing my best to make sure it's straight.
I always say I'm crooked as a jaybird because I kind of am. So I'm going to add the pup to kind of by his leg or on his lap, and then I'm going to add the pie, and that's going to be it. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. I'd love to hear your comments about this card in the comment section down below. Again, if you haven't already, don't forget to sign up for the Facebook group or join the Facebook group, follow the Facebook page, Instagram, etc. Next week is the August release, so be on the lookout for that. Be sure to check out Stamp Club and Stencil Club. Both of those are listed in the description box down below. And here's a look at the finished card. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. Again, leave a comment. Be on the lookout for more content coming soon. I hope you have a good day, night, weekend, wherever you are, and we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.